When is the update coming? Everyone keeps asking me. Let's get that out of the way right away. I am zmoT, and I have no idea when the update's coming. My current speculation, note the word there is speculation, is that the update's going to come in the last couple weeks of October. I think Mega Crab is coming on October 31st, or thereabouts, and so I think the update will come in about a week before. One thing you'll notice here is my base is completely free of NPCs. I have been using Scorchers. I only have level 1 Scorchers, but the beauty of them is when you use your op boost, you just drop the Scorchers, put your phone down, and you come back, and the NPC is done. It's fantastic. I never, ever clear NPCs, so the fact that we have the tribal boost Scorchers allowed me to clear them all with no effort involved. Basically, I'm just sitting here working, I drop the Scorchers, I drop my GBE, and then I go back to work. It took 0 effort, and with endless reserves, it meant that I lost like 1 or 2 Scorchers per NPC at the very, very most. Usually none, but a couple of them that are difficult because I have all level 60 NPCs and level 1 Scorchers, so not the best combo. I'm going to roll through this, get as far as we can with the tribal boost Scorchers, and just in case you're not aware, there are tribal boosts. I've got 60% extra Scorcher damage. Now, obviously I don't have troop health, so my Scorchers are pretty wimpy, but they're doing about 1,000 DPS, thereabouts. So we're looking at about 7,000 DPS, and I don't know if that's actually accurate or not, but either way. We're just going to see how far we can get. Level 1 Scorchers with Sparky. Some people would probably use Dr. Kavan, but for me it's all about the free critters and the fact that I can remote any kind of boom cannons or things that get in my way. And you can wreck, like, one of the things I highly recommend trying is boosting, not necessarily boosting, but sending your Scorchers to the back of someone's base. Usually their boom cannons are at the front. Send 2 to 3 Scorchers to the back, and you should be able to just wreck them. GBE the boom cannons that are nearby, and then smoke 2 to 3 Scorchers. Don't smoke 7 or 8 Scorchers, because it gets way too expensive, and you run out of GBE. But if you smoke 1 or 2, or even 3 or 4 Scorchers, depending on how much GBE you have, you can do truckloads of damage. See, I've dropped all 7 here, and now we're short on GBE, so it should be fairly ridiculous and fairly easy regardless, and you may want to use Brick here with battle orders, just because it's not incredibly fast, but we'll be patient here and I'll just wait and watch. And as you can see, I am doing a lot of work here. I am working hard. This takes a lot of skill. We'll see how far we can get, though. I mean, at this point, Scorchers, you can be skilled with Scorchers. It sounds like they're just like you just drop them and hope for the best, but there actually can be a fair amount of skill involved with Scorchers. You have to be careful. It's just like Tank Medic. I know everyone gives them a bad name, but all troops can be used well and skillfully, or they can just be dropped and you hope for the best. It all depends on what you're hoping for and what your VP is and what your opponent's base looks like. I mean, I can use Scorchers at 1275 VP, but it's only on like 1 base out of probably 15 or 20 that I spawn, so learning Scorchers is not really a skill that you probably want to work toward. It just caps out so early on. I think it's above about 700 VP, 750. Scorchers need to be boosted for the most part. Maybe just tribal boost, but you don't really want to depend on a tribal boost, I don't think. So stage 4, I'm curious to see if I think there's like a 0% chance I'll be able to get stage 6. But I'm very curious to see if we'll be able to get stage 5. Because, I mean, again, these are unboosted level 1 Scorchers. And I don't think I've lost one yet, but as soon as I say that, usually it means that I'm going to lose one soon. So, probably want to... No, we won't back up. I'm just going to let them do their own thing. Oh, actually, look how much GBE we have. Let's just do that. GBE, the core... Much, much better. Stage 4 down with all Scorchers, and all we're really doing here is we're just killing time until we get into the real stages. That's my general thought. If you're a lower level and you wanted me to use Zookas or something like that, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to move forward and assume that everyone can get stages 1 through 4 We'll find out here in a second if stage 5 is... Let's see how hard these things are hitting. Let's get rid of the shock launcher. 4 sniper towers, probably want to shock those just because there's 4 of them and they shoot fast and they usually do a fair amount of data, but otherwise this is not looking terribly difficult. Let's get a remote. Oh, I was hoping the remote was going to hit that sniper tower right there, but it didn't. Not a huge deal. There we go, now we're good. And then once they've cleared enough, we'll just pull back over here, throw a smoke on that one so we don't lose one. And that's about it, I think. We'll find out in a second here. Let's see, where's the remote going to go? No, I wanted the remote to go... Again, the sniper towers are getting a bit of a reprieve for me today. Using a remote on a rocket launcher with Scorchers is not what you would hope for. I mean, this is stage 5. This has been easy, easy, easy. So, level 1 Scorchers taking out stages 1 through 5, so... I mean, give them a shot. That's the thing, is I'm just trying to use the troops that they provide. Obviously, tribal boosts make things a little bit different. They're trying to make things exciting, trying to change up gameplay. And one of the things that I'd really, really like to hear is, from Supercell specifically, is which of the abilities are used a lot and which are not used. Because they do a lot of balancing in other games where, like Brawl Stars, for example, every week they have new balancing because Shelly's too strong or whatever it might be. What I'd like is them to do some balancing with the abilities. Like, if the remote is not used enough, give it more damage. Get it to the point where it is used more. And then maybe back it off if you go too far. There are not a lot of opportunities for balancing in Boom Beach, but I feel like the hero abilities is one of the things that could be done for sure. Boom Cannon is getting me nervous. Let's get back in gear now. Get away, get away, get away. Well, that's what I meant to do. I forgot to remove that shock launcher. So yeah, I think that'd be interesting. Obviously, Boom Beach can't be balanced all that much. Like, but it feels like they're not using. But it feels like they're not using whatever metrics are available to them. Let's get rid of that. That is my nightmare. Whenever that happens, bad things happen to me. So I gotta go back and edit that now. We are now at 7:44 mark. Taking notes for myself, more so than for anyone else. Let's get that remote out so that I don't get torched. Sparky about to die. Sparky is dead. Okay. Good night, Sparky. Oh man, there's a shock launcher back here as well. 1, 2. Stage 5 is looking... Sorry, we're on stage 6. Wow, I can't even believe that. Dr.T does not have tribal boosted machine guns, thankfully, but my Scorchers are done. Just too many. These sniper towers are just kicking their butts. So, look at this, there's like 6 sniper towers back there. Yeah. So stage 6, too much for level 1 Scorchers. Probably a little bit of skill problem involved, but we'll get rid of Scorchers now. Thank you for bearing with me on that. I apologize for taking so much of your time. Let's bring out the ladies. Let's bring out my lovely friend Brick. Actually, let's turn on airplane mode and do not disturb at the same time. And then let's get into it. Where do we go? One mine behind there, of course, it's level 22. All of these mines, most of them are level 22, so we're going to need some heavies probably. What do we got for health? 374,000, I believe that math is. I'm going to add a board of heavies to do some mine sweeping, and then we will walk behind the core. I mean, I probably could have taken that down with level 1 Scorchers, but I feel like it's just not worth the time. Quite often, it's just not worth the time to do silly things. So I'm going to go to the right-hand side. Actually, I don't even need to clear the mines. I'm going to go right to here. That's where I'm going to go. There's a 3 for 6 and a 5 for 6, and then we'll drop our Zookas over into here and drop our heavies last. I'm going to drop Brick absolutely last, that way she doesn't connect to a target. As soon as she connects to a target, bad things happen, so I'm going to delay that until the absolute last possible second, and that way I can use this flare as well. See how much GBE we have? Like, this is just crazy. And then I'm going to go right into there. And we'll hopefully be able to keep all of our troops. Brick might get shot in the face, but it will be close. There we go. Now we're talking. Perfect. This is working out extremely well. Except, as soon as I say something, it always comes back to bite me. It's like Moore's Law, I guess that is. Is that what that is? Bam, bam. Of the Bigelow, and then we're going to get right into that back corner there. And that should, I mean, we've got 4 shocks and a medkit, so I'm going to go shock, 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 and medkits. Oh, my medkits are so late. And I didn't shock the machine gun that's shooting my troops in the back of the head, or the flamethrower, but it still goes down? Yes! And boom goes the dynamite. Ugly attack with ugly shocks, but we just gained so much GBE on the right side that it ended up working. I mean, I didn't shock basically anything, but stage 6 went down. That just shows that hooka is stronger than Scorchers, right? Right? Oh, look at this right at shore. I like this a lot. This will be a fun one. Can we GBE that? GBE. I'm going to use all Zookas here. I don't need any of the heavy-set fellows to stand in front. I'm just going to go all Zookas, and we'll see how it goes. This will be a good one for warriors as well. I don't have enough time, though, because I have to go back and edit that notification out. So we'll just do it with Zookas and Brick, and we will have a good time. Here for a good time, not a long time, I believe, is the expression. Because the sun can't shine every day. Speaking of Tom Petty, that's a sad one. Let's screw up on his music. That was a sad one to see in the news yesterday, for sure. Moving right along, what do we got here? I'm probably going to hit all of those mines, but we'll try to avoid it and see what can be done. I got wrecked by many things here. Let's just go right into there. I don't know if this is going to work. That's a nice little path though, and I still have all of my troops for the moment. As soon as I say that, it's probably going to be bad news, but we're going to shock and shock and shock and medkit. Yeah, sort of. Now, one of the things I did there was come on, assuming it goes down. I'll show you. Basically, what you do is, to keep your troops underneath the smoke, you throw an extra flare, and while that flare is happening, you shock the things that are going to stand on top of. I hope that makes sense. I'll show you here in a second. Let's go like so. So stage 7, unboosted. That GBE number looks very, very strong based on the tribes, though. So if you haven't boosted your tribes, I'm sorry, you should do it. But let's have a look here. So a bit of an awkward drop. Should have kept the delay there, but my smokes were a little bit off. And then they get into here, and as you can see right in here, they're standing on top of the shock launcher and the flamethrower and the machine gun. So what we do is we flare back and then shock them, so that way we actually can shock the buildings and not the troops. It works extremely well, and that way you don't shock all of your troops. Give it a shot. It works extremely well. You will enjoy it, and good things will come. That's all I got, though. I gotta roll. Thanks for coming in, and peace.